Welcome back to the Sahwgunn channel where today we are against each other for the last 50 years. So it's the same format as last time. We're making a fancy if I pick a driver, Sahwgunn picks a driver, we're not likely to change it. So, for example, if I pick Vettel, it's Sahwgunn can't pick Vettel if it's driver like that. And that's the way it's going to go. We have a lot of ground to make up, a lot of cool teams. So I'll pass it on to Sahwgunn himself.
Thank you for another amazing intro to our podcast. It's been a fun idea that we've tried last week. We went with the all-time drivers. This time it's only the last 15 seasons, 16 if you include this one, but it hasn't really started yet. There's been a launch, like a semi-launch of McLaren today, right? Then we're having a shakedown. Yeah, they have a very changed car, but we can use the drivers for 2025, but I guess they will not be used because there's no reason. They're not very iconic. We're trying to make the most iconic duos for every single team. The drivers cannot be used twice or more. Again, I think I started last time because I think I wasn't in the right state of mind that I'm right now, but I guess you can start this time as yeah. Okay, go on. Yeah, it's like one obvious pick for the first pick. I was pretty sure you were gonna pick him. The Yeah, probably the most iconic driver of the last 15 years. To be fair, I don't think there's another driver. He's the only driver who's driven all these 15 years. 16 technically. Because Vettel retired. Alonso retired for a little bit. Hulkenberg Hulkenberg was dropped. Perez was started in 2011. Yeah. Which did you mention? He retired. Retired. He took more of a sabbatical, I guess. He, those donuts at the end of Abu Dhabi, yeah, that was very iconic. There were so many titles in that photo, just iconic, as you said. Okay. Hamilton was the obvious first pick. There's many secondary picks, but you know what? I'm gonna go for it. Max Verstappen for Red Bull. Just like last time, I gotta do it. Max driven for Red Bull, for the Red Bull family since 2015. Been there since 2016. Won the most races for Red Bull. Won 4 championships for them. Just very iconic for Red Bull. Has been there. Is always there. Honestly, right now probably the best driver in Formula One, and there's it's very unlikely to see anyone beating him anytime soon, unless they get a much better car. Just like we saw towards the middle part of last season. Obviously, towards the end, Max also got a couple of wins, but maybe 2025 could be turning point after his won. He has won 4 champions in a row. Yeah.
Obviously,
Dang it.
But again, it's just because he won 4 titles in that period. So you have to pick these 4, right? These The only, apart from one other driver, these are the only ones who have actually won titles through that brand.
Correct. Yeah, that's exactly right. And you got two of them, which is already putting me in a disadvantage. I mean, there's one driver that I can pick who won the driver's title as well. Probably my next pick. But already your duo is probably already more iconic than mine when it comes to this last 15 seasons. That comes with having the first pick. I mean, I had it last time. All right. No further talk. Rosberg for Mercedes, obviously. The four champions in the last 15 seasons. For two teams specifically, Red Bull and Mercedes. Those two teams took all the championships except one constructor's title last year's McLaren's. Apart from that, those two teams took all the titles from 2010 to 2024 and one title in 2025, the Travis title. Two very dominant teams and four dominant drivers. Very iconic for this. How do they call this 15 season periods? It's like a saying in English for like a 15 season period. I don't know. I mean, there's a decade for 10 years. There's a century for 100, but I don't know what's there for 15. I guess there's not. But we can call it like 2010s plus 2020s. I don't know. We pick the specific time frame because we know the most about this time frame specifically. I was born in 2003. I think HX in 2000, right? So we're we're pretty young compared to a lot of F1 fans. But yeah, I mean, we did it all time last time, so I guess there's that. We want to do this specifically because they're more memorable, more up to date, more in our memories. Enough yap for me. You go on for a third pick.
Close to a title. So close. He's phenomenal in that Ferrari. I remember it so well. I don't have better on Ferrari, so I think he's the next most iconic.
Yeah, pretty fair. Alonso was one of my picks, but I didn't really know where would I put him, so I had him in my backups.
For me, if you're not him and then go down with probably the greatest Ferrari driver ever to win the title.
Yeah, Alonso came pretty close. Seb obviously had a very tough year in 2018. Didn't have the car in 2017 and 2019. Charles Leclerc came in. Vettel is his Ferrari stint was decent. It was pretty good, but I wouldn't think it was as iconic as Alonso's. He won quite a few races, correct? Yeah. Yeah, maybe Seb, yeah, because Leclerc only hasn't won a double-digit number of races in Ferrari. I'm pretty sure Seb did, so I guess there's that. But maybe that record is not broken this year because one certain Monegasque may win a title this year, and I'm gonna put him in there because I had to. I'm a little biased for Charles Leclerc, but his is my most iconic Ferrari driver, honestly. Even though he started Ferrari in 2019, he's done so much already. He's loved by all Ferrari fans, and he's pretty much their next. I don't want to say Michael Schumacher, but they're next driver that they all want to root for. Obviously, there's Lewis coming in as well, a huge name, probably the biggest move in F1 history. I still feel like Ferrari is kind of more leaning on Leclerc a little bit. Obviously, Hamilton has a lot of value. His name already brought a lot of money to Ferrari, but I still kind of feel like you may disagree with me, also, obviously, but I feel like Leclerc is like their biggest name that they had when it comes to like Ferrari itself. They think of Leclerc as probably their biggest name of these last 15 seasons. All right, go on.
If I go in early, this might screw me over for later. I'm going to go with
Good pick. Sanavo is an Italian surname. Last name.
Either you pick Ricardo and you get Weber, or you just wait and go somewhere else and just get Weber. And I just think Ricardo was so much better than Weber, which is maybe a bit harsh on him. But I think also having it at the top of Vettel Ricardo, or Verstappen Ricardo, is so much more powerful than having someone Weber. So
Yeah.
big call for me, but
Yeah. Honestly, now that you've picked both Red Bull drivers, that gives me an advantage of that you can take Weber himself, so I can focus on other teams. And it's exactly what I'm gonna do. Same reasoning as for Leclerc, Norris for McLaren. Also a driver with a huge chance to win a title this year. Probably one of the favorites as a team to win the constructors as well. Yeah, unless Ferrari or Red Bull can build a competitive car, it may just look like not as straightforward, but a very probable McLaren title this year. But we'll see. Obviously, we may see a 14 title battle, like 8 drivers in it. Well, probably not 8, but at least like 4 or maybe 5. It can be a very, very good season 2025. So excited for that. Damn it. Yeah. Yeah, Baton was my next pick, but now, now, yeah, now I got a thing actually, and probably the the best. I have a strategy. Actually, didn't thought of it before, but now I remember at the end of the last video, basically when we did this for all time. I thought of a strategy, and I think I'm gonna stick with it. I'm not gonna explain it to you, obviously, because I kind of ruined it. Okay. Perez for Aston Martin, obviously, Force India, mainly Racing Point. Same explanations as last time. I also picked Perez for this team as first. Very iconic for them. Probably the most iconic driver as a team itself, which is based somewhere, like not the name itself, like Aston Martin. Obviously, he's never driven for that team, but he's been the driver at a team for the most time out of any driver. for the team specifically. And probably they got the best version of Perez as well. It has to be mentioned because I believe the Perez that we see in Red Bull, we saw in Red Bull, obviously, he's gone. But I don't think the Red Bull version of Perez was the best one. I think, yeah, Force India Perez was a much better driver. We saw glimpses of Perez's form in Red Bull as well, mostly in Baku or in other street races. But Perez, despite having such a bad ending to his Red Bull career, I think he still had some great moments in Formula One and had a very impressive career. Just had very good moments, just wasn't consistent enough to be anywhere near Max Verstappen. And to be fair, most drivers wouldn't be able to do that, but Perez was the victim of being too good in 2020, and he also, 2020, it was his probably best year in Formula One as well, because his first win in Sakir. That was like that performance was the statement that he needed to get that seat over Hulkenberg at the time. He earned it. Didn't quite go the way he would have wanted to. Obviously, no one expected him to beat Verstappen, but still a solid performance once in a while, and then just a bad ending when he just didn't want to leave Red Bull, and it just kept spiraling into worse and worse performances. Anyways, yeah, it's your turn. Sorry.
For me, at least, it's a strange one, right? Because I could go for a few people in this position, but I think for me, because you off for something else as well. I'm going to go for George Russell in the Williams. I just think he was iconic in that car. Got them the podium in that race. He was superb in the Williams over his few seasons, and I think for me it's an iconic thing. And then you can't put Mercedes. Is my thinking.
Okay, this caught me off guard, like, completely, because I expected 100% that you pick either Russell or Bottas for Mercedes pick, for a second pick, because then there's been 5 drivers for Mercedes, and as much as Schumacher is one of the biggest names in Formula One history, probably the least iconic of those 5, for Mercedes specifically. Yeah, and this is the thing. I thought you would pick either Bottas or Russell for your second pick. That would mean I would get the other pick. That I wouldn't have to care about the Mercedes anymore. But now you're obviously gonna pick Bottas for Mercedes. And if I do pick Bottas for like Williams, then I don't have anyone to pick for Mercedes because you're gonna pick Schumacher, and you're gonna like take my last pick, and now you found the perfect counter to my strategy. Damn it! Oh my god. All right, gonna stick with it now that I've committed. Since there are 2 drivers left on Mercedes, if you would pick Bottas for Mercedes or Williams, I would have to pick Schumacher for Mercedes. So that's already done. I don't have to care about Mercedes now, even though I lost one of the better picks that you're gonna get. I'll probably end up with Schumacher and Mercedes. So I cannot pick Bottas now, basically. I would be screwed otherwise. So I have to pick one of the other 5 teams, basically. All right, I'm gonna fight my strategy a little bit, but only after this round. I still have to get my Kevin Magnussen for Haas. the most iconic driver for Haas over the entire time in Formula One. There's no doubt about that. I explained it already in the last video. Been there for the most seasons, and is probably the driver that you think of when you think of Haas. When it like in a few years' time, probably as well. Not quite sure what happens to Ocon or Behrman if they stick with that team. Probably not for Behrman. I assume if when Lewis eventually retires from F1, I assume maybe like 2027, 2028, he may just leave that door open for Behrman to Ferrari. Not sure what will happen to Ocon, but I still feel like Magnussen's legacy for Haas will remain the biggest in a few years' time as well. So I have to pick him.
Put him in the Alpine, like for me, in the Renault car.
Okay, this is the thing. Every time I pick, I'm like glad I picked the driver, but then I see the driver that you pick. Oh my god, I wanted to pick them so badly. Uh, uh, Damn it. Alright, Red Bull is out of the way, Mercedes as well. I gotta think of Ferrari and McLaren now. I'm gonna find out my strategy. Raikkonen for Ferrari. I gotta get him because like after him there's Massa and Sainz. I don't think those are as iconic for that team. Obviously there's Seb as well, but you already picked him for Red Bull. Yeah, I'm pretty good off with my Ferrari picks. I had to get this out of the way because I feel like you would have stolen Raikkonen for me. Yeah. Okay, your turn.
I know what I want to do,
Hmm.
but I don't know if I'm strong.
What is it?
I want to really, really
That would be the mistake, in my opinion. Obviously, you have Massa and Sainz, right? Like there were no other Ferrari drivers. Well, obviously, yeah, there were Alonso, Vettel, Leclerc, and that's pretty much it. Right? There was Behrman for one race. Uh, I mean, the ultimate wild card is Sainz. Like you can use them for like three teams. That's the perfect thing. I mean, you're free to pick him, but you, you, ah, my next pick. Damn it. I think you knew it as well. Yeah, it was like my next pick. Like damn it. When you start typing, I really hope you would type someone random like Vitaly Petrov. Okay, now that I think about it, I had to get Gasly off because it's the most iconic for two teams, and I have to get Gasly in because it's taken. Gasly for Racing Bulls just like last time. Uh, yeah, for Renault or Lotus or Alpine, those three teams are eligible for this one, I guess. We have still a couple of drivers left, so it's not like we don't have many options. Yeah, Alpine switched the drivers around like quite a lot, as well as team principals. So we're pretty safe there, I guess.
In this position, so I feel like I have to go with
Mm, interesting. Bottas is eligible for many teams as well.
one of us pissed off up in another team and the other person Schumacher from the same. So
Yeah, then you're left with Antonelli, who's like never driven a Grand Prix either. Uh,
um, so like I don't dare do that yet. But the issue with Sauber is like Perez is there, and then you're sort of running out of like amazing people, and I just feel like Ericsson is probably the most iconic for that team where we like continue like some other driver, when
yeah,
Charles Leclerc was there. You don't want to pick Leclerc.
yeah. Basically, what my strategy relies on is that the teams that have the most drivers will get my picks last. In the case, I will pick Alpine and Sauber last. That's basically, and the other part of my strategy was to basically get the driver for every single team first, and I still kind of want to do that at least for Williams. But now, who do I pick? Because yeah, there's Massa. There's obviously Massa is also eligible for Ferrari, but that would mean that you would pick Sainz for or. Hmm, this is difficult.
So what for Alpine?
Hmm. All right, let me think about the thing that I didn't want to do at first, but now I think about it, I kind of have to. Yeah, I'm thinking between three drivers. Well, that's a fourth, but it doesn't really is really iconic. Not that the other three are, but those three at least did something. Mm, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna use my wild card. I'm gonna use Science for McLaren. Yeah, I'm gonna take your Ferrari pick, basically. You're stuck with Massa now, basically.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to go Williams, and I'm just going to chuck it straight away. I want it out. Oh, so like the last time I wanted to put Albon, I now have to come off of the places. So I'm just not putting it the entire time. And when you said you were about to pick Williams there, I was scared as hell.
Okay, let me tell you, I'm gonna pick Williams now, but you kind of fell into my trap because I picked Massa for Williams, and now you're left with Oliver Behrman for Ferrari. That was such a good trap. Oh my god. Yeah, let's go. That's fair. It's fair. I generally think Williams has a lot of backups, so I just wanted to use something that would basically take your pick from other teams, and kind of worked out for me for both Sainz and Massa. Imagine I was picking for Haas, and you were like, "Who do I pick? Like, do I have to pick some reserve drivers that are the FP1s?" Or imagine you, imagine you would be left with like Robert Schwartzman, or I don't know, Giovinazzi, or maybe so like that. I don't even know who's driving for Ferrari other than those, including testing days, because like, yeah, when they're testing drivers, they must be testing the drivers that are actually already in Formula One. Like they tested Charles, they tested they're now testing Lewis and so on. Like they don't give that much space to young drivers, and when they do, they mostly reach Formula One. Well, with Schwartzman being the exception, because he's obviously not been very fortunate with his citizenships. I mean, what a combo to have both Russian and Israeli citizenships. Like, oh my god, man, it's very unlucky. That's unfortunate. I don't think he just he thought about it when like it's just been basically unlucky. That's about it. I don't like when politics like when they do intervene with sports, but in this case, just it had to be the case. Like for Mazepin as well. Like I can see in the universe when Mazepin would stay in Formula One, even if he would be like on par with Schumacher, even better that year when they were teammates. I don't think he would stay Formula One because it's just what happened in 2022 with the invasion of Ukraine. All right, bit off topic. Sorry. Who's picking this now? I think it's mine, right? All right, Lance Stroll for Aston Martin. I had such a good plan. It actually worked. I'm not happy with you picking Ocon because like the perfect sequence would be him being on my team, but I'm fine with this as well. Force India had a lot of joy, like Paul the rest, very iconic. You also had, I want to say you had Esteban Ocon, but he's already picked. Obviously, Sebastian Vettel. Who else? Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, yeah, Paul the rest, who's like the other one who's training for Force India. It has to be like 2010, 2011, like before Hulkenberg joined and before Perez joined. You could also pick Hulkenberg, but he was already picked. Or picks that you could pick for that team. You already picked for other teams. Ocon, Hulkenberg, and Vettel. I mean, yeah, I kind of forgot that Ricardo was already picked because I was like thinking, Science, Piastri, Ricardo. Who actually like, yeah.
Oh, this is stressful, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
I'm very like I'm very happy with a lot of my picks, for example, so happy with that. That's on the card. Just having that picks. Ooh, I'm going to end up with the F3. I'm not too sad about the F3 bottom. Pretty okay with that. Um, but we are going into the land where I'm like, they're going to have a bit squeezing. Uh, okay, okay, okay. You have your two Aston Martins. So I don't really need to worry about that because I don't think there's anyone else. I think in terms of Force India, I think they only have drivers that drove Force India, nowhere else.
I guess. Yeah.
Like I'm thinking full director.
Yeah. That's the one I remember, but I don't know if there's the other one.
And I don't think Sutil drove anywhere else
mm, maybe. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you're right. I'm not gonna pick Sutil, obviously, so you're free to go there.
after. I'm so worried about the different drivers I need to pick. Oh my god, this is so. Okay, okay, no, no, I'm gonna force you to pick. I'm gonna force you in issues instead. So I'm gonna pick Grosjean's. Uh,
Even the name as well. Oh, interesting.
I'll be honest, I'm copying pasting your name from
That's fine. That's fine. Completely fine. Uh, okay, now I don't have to worry about hats because
no,
there's
you don't. No,
yeah there's Gutierrez, there's Schumacher, and there's Mazepin. Either of those not very iconic, so it doesn't matter who I pick. Um, but there's a team I was worried about a little bit, but now I'm not because I have to pick Tsunoda for Racing Bulls. Because other than that, there's so many drivers on the team, but all of them are picked like like Sainz, Ricardo, Albon, and so on. Yeah, there's I guess I don't want to say names because I'm gonna remind you, but you're probably gonna pick that. I assume. Uh,
yeah, so that was one. Well, I guess you could put him in Red Bull, but
I mean, now that I think about it, I would probably pick Weber over Kvyat, but it's a backup option. I don't know.
like there's plenty already in the background.
I could pick Lawson for it.
I wouldn't really know who it is, but Tsunoda is a one hell of a pick. Congratulations.
Yeah, I did the same thing that I did last time with both Aston and Racing Bulls. Literally, those four picks were my picks last time.
Yeah, yeah, I think that is. Yeah, they're all very good picks. What can I say? Oh god. Where do I go next? I think my that right is the new order with the Renault stuff.
Go on.
What do you say?
I'm already fine with having some random names in Alpine and Sauber. That's my strategy. So
Yeah, yeah, all good, all good. Right, I don't know where to go with most of them have been picked as well.
hmm.
I think my best. Oh, it's difficult, isn't it? I should have put Hulkenberg in it because I want the reason I didn't right is because I wanted that from Gasly pick.
Yeah.
I desperately was trying to go for
You,
Ocon.
you stole my Ocon. That's not that wasn't nice of you. Honestly, I wouldn't have my perfect lineups that I really wanted to have. Like,
Yeah, my perfect lineup was Ocon Gasly, but
yeah,
so I've got my perfect Williams lineup. I really don't, I've got the perfect Red Bull. Well, obviously, again, we talked
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I guess you could go Hamilton. Yeah, my perfect Williams, I'm really happy with. I'll be honest, I'm pretty happy with Pat just because I hate Magnussen so much for no reason. Pretty open to having four seasons drivers. I don't hate it. I think I'm gonna have to go. This is so tricky. Right, this is a technicality. There's some good technicality. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure from memory didn't Giovinazzi have to sit out of a race and Robert Kubica drove one.
Yeah, he did.
Sauber.
He did. You're right. He drove for I think two races, Zandvoort and Monza.
Was that right? There is no.
Actually, no, Monza was Giovinazzi, being in P6 but driving into Ferrari. That was a very unfortunate race that here. Yeah, yeah, sure.
And technically, people are going to look at that and go like, oh, BMW.
Yeah, it wasn't that team in 2010. It was like the last two. Yeah. Ah, damn it. That was my next pick. Okay. Yeah, I had him in for Renault because he was there like 2010 to 2012 before he had an accident. Like, yeah. Okay, now that I see what. Okay, I have to figure out strategy now because I didn't expect you to pick Kubica for Alpine. That's also, there's been so many cyber drivers that I don't think it matters that much. Yeah, I have to pick. Okay, Mercedes, Red Bull, and Haas are straightforward. Those depend on well, Haas is free picks, and Red Bull Mercedes depends on your picks. So never mind. Mercedes does. Red Bull and Haas are the free picks that I can take at last. So I have to think about other teams. Sauber and Alpine, there's been a lot of drivers. Williams specifically. I was thinking about between two drivers. But the thing is, one has driven them for a long time ago, was pretty decent for them. But iconic, like it doesn't come to mind that often. Like I would say, even the Hulkenberg was more iconic because of his pole position in 2010. I will not pick Barrichello. I will pick Latifi instead. Even though, yeah, he's more of a meme, but Latifi still sorry, I can't spell Latifi. He drove for them for 3 seasons. That's more than most drivers get at Williams. No, picking Bottas would be like a suicide for Mercedes because I have to pick Antonelli. There's no other driver, literally. Yeah, I don't fall for my own traps, but Yeah, Latifi is not my most proud pick, but he's been there for a long time. He's iconic for wrong reasons, but still iconic, I would say. Uh, yeah, I can be happy with Latifi, I guess. He's been there. Got the random P1 and the FP3 in Hungary that time, topped FP3, or and got into Q3 in Silverstone in the rain. Like he had some very, very occasional good moments. But I feel like he's been better than Sargent and better than Colapinto. Even though Colapinto was very close to Albon, he has been there for like 8 races or 9. So not a big sample size. There's Barrichello, obviously, and apart from that, like I don't think there's many tries. There's Sirotkin from 2017, but most people aren't even gonna remember him. I had to pick Latifi. Like there was no other way, and Bottas is obviously out of the question because I would get screwed over.
So I'm just gonna be safe.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay, I gotta start thinking about the other picks because now my picks don't matter that much. Like already done most of the things I wanted. I just now that I have to actually have to give names and what did you what were you saying?
Albon, I'm pretty happy with that. I've got a good racing ball if you want to put it on there. I'm literally just waiting, and then I can just bounce off and get.
Okay, okay. Red Bull, Mercedes has are out of the question. I had to pick one of Alpine or Sauber. And honestly, I think I know less drivers from Alpine or Renault or Lotus. I'm gonna pick Maldonado for Alpine. Because I have to now. It doesn't matter that much. We went through all the icons for it at this point. Like you took Ocon from me, which was like the one pick for Alpine I really wanted to have. Um, and that-
I can't remember his driving. Did he go for run?
he drove for Lotus. Yeah. Yeah, it may have been. Do you remember the race, like 2014? I want to say, like Rosberg and Hamilton battling for the lead. Yeah, I think. I remember that one highlight where Maldonado flipped someone on his roof in the race. So it's like that came to my mind when I saw Maldonado in the Lotus. Like, okay, I had now. Oh my god, dude, Maldonado! I could have picked him for Williams. How am I this dumb? He actually won a race. Oh my god! Now, it's just all there. Dude, I'm actually dumb. Like, how I fought every single driver except Maldonado for Williams. I'll go with Latifi. Oh my god. They only race a winner since. Yeah, how did I screw up this much? There's actually. No way, dude. How did I? Oh my god. Okay, I'm now actually embarrassed now. They're only race winners since God know how long. Uh, yeah, maybe 25 years. Like only win in 25 years, and I haven't picked the race winner for the specific team. I have picked for another team. Like how am I this special? I don't know. Oh, dude. Okay, going on. I'm okay. Now that this is done, I have to. Yeah, I have to start getting the other drivers. I'm very disappointed with myself because this is like such a failure for me. But okay, moving on. I still had a pretty decent lineup elsewhere. So all right, Sauber. Okay, wait, sure. It doesn't matter at this point. He's been there for 3 seasons. I mean, the first Chinese driver in F1 had that thing in China with its own like like thingy where you park the car in front of. So yeah. Uh, it, yeah, I have thought of Giovinazzi as well, but I thought like his show is probably more iconic because China and so on. Uh, oh yeah, there's many backups for Sauber. Not as many as for Alpine, I would say. Mm.
I really like this driver, and I want to put them. But yes, I don't. Um, right. Well, let's get them made up.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't think I have
Okay. Go on and pick, and I'll tell you something. And I'm pretty fine with it because I don't think.
for Aston Martin. I'm going to probably put the racing rules. I'm probably going to put
Lawson or yeah.
yeah. Sauber just depends on who you hit. I've already got these done. McLaren, obviously, I'm just going to pick. I'm just going to pick.
uh, okay, so who's your next pick? Who's your next pick? No, I'm not saying anything. Uh, I think I think you wanted to pick some racing wheels or Aston Martin driver, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're there, like with your mouse.
Also, the 40 and also, what's the other drive? Stopping back, I really don't stop.
Poor stuff. Oh, Okay, let me tell you, Piastri was the Alpine reserve driver, has driven FP1s for them. And it's not iconic, but who's iconic at this point for Alpine that I have left? Like, there's no one. I've like, I'm like, what? I don't even know who do I pick for Alpine at this point. Like Doohan or whoever, Petrov. I don't know, but I could pick Piastri because I could still like. It wouldn't matter for me, but it would matter for you. It was career over. But now that I actually told you that I have made you concerned, and I probably made a mistake there, honestly. Okay, I exposed my own plan. I was not smart. uh, but let me tell you, I don't have any more plans. I don't have any more strategies. I'm just gonna pick the drivers as they go. Uh, it doesn't matter for you which Mercedes driver you pick, because you're gonna pick either Bottas or Schumacher if like it doesn't matter for you. You're safe either way, but I'm not. So if I pick if I would pick Bottas for like Sauber, you would get Schumacher to Mercedes. I would have to pick Antonelli for Mercedes. Is that worth it in getting Bottas for Sauber in exchange for not having Schumacher in Mercedes? Because now that I think about it, I mean, like Schumacher, yeah, he's got a pole position for them, like 2 podiums or something, but I don't know. Yeah, you're safe either way. It just I can get screwed over. I don't know if it's worth it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hamilton is like you can pick any driver next to Hamilton and they'd be iconic because Hamilton and Mercedes. Yeah, exactly.
He was my favorite driver before Lewis Hamilton entered the sport back when I was young. I used to support Michael Schumacher, so I don't get it. Don't get it. If I have it with my team, or Bottas, because Hamilton and Bottas are
Yeah.
successful parents.
And, okay, I don't think it's worth it. Now that I've thought about it, how would it look? I imagine the picks in my head. I don't think it will work. I'm gonna continue with what I did before. Giovinazzi for Sauber. I don't think getting Bottas there is worth it. He's not even that iconic for Sauber when I think about it. He's not worth it for getting Antonelli to Mercedes when Antonelli like he's as iconic for Mercedes as Stoffel Van Dorn is for McLaren. Like in comparison, it's just not that. Yeah, yeah, very underrated as well. Mm, yeah. Uh, that was unfortunately before starting watching actively. Like that was like 2015, 2016. That's uh, what was the last time? Like when did Verline quit sport? 2017 or I think. Yeah, I think you got the 2017 Sauber lineup. All right, all right. And I remember seeing Verline in F1 game, and the first one I had got was 2017, so it had to be Verline, 2017, next to Ericsson.
I just I also tried in my head so hard that I don't find Webber in another team. Just to see. But yeah, I really like myself. I'll be honest, I was sort of willing to pick the not perfect.
All right. You get your happy pick. Honestly, I didn't care much about Sauber as well. So, like Joe and Giovinazzi, yeah, multiple seasons, a couple of points here and there. Not like star drivers, but pretty solid. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, Giovinazzi was next to a world champion as like, yeah, Raikkonen didn't have much motivation, but he was still it was still Kimi Raikkonen, like one of the quickest drivers of all time on pure speed. When it comes to like, yeah, like Raikkonen in the 2000s was was a machine. It was like it was so quick, but just as time went on, like he got the title in 2007, and after that, he just didn't really care much. Yeah, he was just there as a hobby up until his Sauber days. And Giovinazzi actually was, I may be wrong, but he was pretty good in qualifying compared to Raikkonen. He was like maybe even out qualifying Raikkonen in the Alfa Romeo, uh, which is like not a bad thing considering Raikkonen was getting pole positions in 2018. Like next, he was very quick. Probably a little bit underrated, but also was very crash prone and just not consistent enough to remain in F1. No, I picked Joe because of recency bias. He was there for 3 seasons, and was more iconic based on the moments I remember of a show. Like those random moments where you remember, oh, Joe's there, Joe exists. Like this year in Qatar, he just randomly got points. Like those are the moments that I will remember about Sauber. More than Giovinazzi randomly out qualifying Raikkonen like a random Grand Prix in 2019 or whatever. So. Yeah, I think Joe had more memorable moments. That's all. All right. I think I'm next. So I'm gonna go with the other pick for Alpine. Honestly, this team, I'm lost. I don't know who to pick. I'm probably gonna go with Petro because I just remember him being in the Renault and him only being iconic because of 2010 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Like honestly, apart from that race, like I don't think I remember anything about Petro apart from him being in Renault in 2010 in Abu Dhabi. Like, that was the one thing. I also went to have Kubica and Alpine, but I mean, you stole both my Alpine drivers. That's just a skill issue on my end, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm happy with Petro. It's just not that iconic, and when it comes to mine, but yeah, when it comes to Renault in front of Fernando Alonso for how many laps, like it's an iconic moment, but an iconic driver. Like I don't know. I guess it's doesn't matter at this point who I pick, right? Yeah. Okay. Uh, Paul, Paul, classic D, as in DI and RESTA. Yeah, the Resta. Yeah, it's I honestly, if it wasn't for a rocket powered Mohawk, I probably wouldn't know about the rest at all. It's the YouTuber that kind of brought him into my mind. It's like yeah, he drove for like Force India next to Hulkenberg in like 2012 or whatever. That's about it. Uh, yeah. Okay. Next picks. Haas and Red Bull are already like pretty straightforward. I think when it comes to Mercedes, you are not you don't care who do you get from Schumacher and Bottas, but I would say Rosberg and Schumacher. It's more iconic than Rosberg and Bottas, so I'm gonna pick Schumacher so you can have your Hamilton and Bottas too again. I actually think Hamilton and Bottas are more iconic for Mercedes.
Yeah, if people look at all this together, they go, "Ooh, okay, I wasn't above
Okay, before Schumacher also had Russell in front of him, but you picked him for Williams, which caught me off guard. Like I didn't expect him to be picked for Williams. I think he was being picked for Mercedes over Williams, but yeah, I mean Russell and Albon, your two favorite drivers for Williams, so gonna be happy there. Okay, Weber retired in Red Bull. Got like 4 seasons in there from 2010 to 2013. Then retired. So he's like it's the most straightforward pick. I'm not gonna pick Lawson or was there another driver like Albon, Kvyat, and Gasly were already picked. There's no other driver. That's only Weber. From Haas though, there's Gutierrez. There's Schumacher. There's Berman and Ocon were picked. There's also Mazepin. Mazepin is not getting picked today. Neither is Gutierrez. I'm gonna pick Schumacher. And I don't know both Schumachers that I think about it, so I have to. All right. Uh, Schumacher's son. I I couldn't think of how to do it because yeah, last time we had like I don't even know what did I do last time. I'm gonna switch the I had Schumacher Senior and Schumacher Junior, so that doesn't really matter. Like Schumacher, I could go Schumacher Senior, I guess. Sorry, Junior. But Schumacher is Schumacher. Schumacher, the other Schumacher is Schumacher Junior. Okay. Your pick is I assume like Lawson, right?
I think so. That's sort of
Uh, there before Lawson, I would say Sunoda, Hajar. Don't really count Hajar, I guess, over Lawson. There was Gasly. There was Kvyat, Albon. Those are already picked. Sainz picked. Before that, yeah, there's Buemi, and I don't think you're gonna pick De Vries either. Like this, is just not in terms.
I should have picked Ricardo. That would have been the ultimate thing. If I put Ricardo instead of Ricardo, that would have been because he could have been in Brad, he could have been in Alpine, he could have been in the Racing Bulls, he could have been in
Yeah, Ricardo could have been in many teams, but yeah, I would have ended up with Verstappen and Weber. In this case, you would be left with like Vettel and Kvyat because like obviously I was not picking Kvyat, and I don't think you would pick Albon or Gasly before I would. So yeah, picking Ricardo was the correct choice in my opinion for you. Like he got like 7 wins for them. Alright, I'm finishing my Weber pick then. Yeah, for first Verstappen and Weber, I think I had that in the last video, right? Yeah, exactly same same lineup. I, yeah, I had the same lineup for 3 teams. It's actually interesting. Yeah, Red Bull, Racing Bulls, and Aston Martin are the same as in the last video for me. Upset that I have. I'm obviously very upset with your Alpine picks because those were my 2 picks. Uh, I'm very upset about not having Maldonado next to Massa because how did I forget that? I mean, I guess Latifi. He okay. Yeah, Stroll is very iconic for that team specifically. Like that after Perez is probably the most iconic. Like you can maybe pick yeah, probably maybe like Alonso has driven for Aston like for 2 seasons. Well, he's going to suit out the rest there. You have goaded Red Bull picks and Mercedes picks. Like those are very good. Yeah. Your Sauber picks are very nice looking because that's the 2017 lineup, and I like when the drivers reunite again.
I'm not that sad with racing bulls. Obviously, Gasly is Ronaldo. Brilliant. If I could have had Ronaldo and yeah, that would have been it. Obviously, I wanted Gasly to have been. As I said, my Aston Martin is disgusting. My Mercedes one's really good. Happy there. Ferrari is depressing there.
Is
I'm really happy to have a lot for it.
Yeah, you have picked Alonso as like yeah, wow, and the next pick. That was such a good decision for my side, honestly. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
obviously, I went into this wanting Button and Norris, but I don't like having
I basically wanted to get science because I knew you would get wherever you would pick him would be very good for you. And in this case, I wanted to have science on my side because it's a very valuable pick. Is iconic for many teams, and I think McLaren next to Norris, like that driver lineup. Yeah, they've been teammates only for 2 seasons, but I think many people will remember the McLaren duo of Sainz and Norris, and they're like how do you say, like Carlando romance or whatever. Uh, yeah, I think those two are more iconic than Piastri Norris. So I basically want to have Sainz in because Piastri is not like you cannot pick Piastri for any other team other than McLaren. Obviously, you could pick it for Alpine if you were trolling, like I wanted to at first, but you were safe enough to pick him first, so good for you.
but yeah, apart from that, feeling
Overall, who do you think has the better lineup, considering both the driver picks and the driver pairings, like them together?
very straight. Not meaning here, obviously I'm on. I look at it and I look at mine and I go, Vettel, Button, Alonso, Hamilton, and then yours is Rosberg, Norris, Verstappen. I think I've like destroyed that. That's me being old.
Yeah,
world away. Obviously, Sauber's on.
Yeah.
But like, I think it's sick. Obviously, Magnussen Schumacher is a great one as well. And then you look at my midfield, the directors.
I really screwed your Aston Martins, right? Uh, mm, yeah, when I went with Tsunoda, I just really wanted to have them together, like with Gasly. Like I really thought about the pairings themselves, like them together. I think like yeah, I have McLaren Norris Sainz, I have Schumacher Rosberg, I have Perez Stroll, Gasly Tsunoda. Like I really wanted to have the drivers together, even though some other drivers may be more iconic, but they haven't dropped together at the same time. Okay. Uh,
Pretty big which isn't bad. But yeah, PSG is a bit more of a
okay, I guess we can go one by one with by the driver lineups, right? You went for Red Bull. I think yours is more iconic as a driver lineup. Like Vettel and Ricardo dropped together actually. I mean, 4 titles on both sides, but you have. I would rate Ricardo at Red Bull over Weber, personally, and also Vettel and Ricardo dropped together. So you take that. I would say I take McLaren over you. Just because Piastri hasn't really proven himself yet, and Button is probably the most iconic McLaren driver, but like out of all, but considering the other pick, I would probably pick mine over yours. Yeah, Ferrari, I think I take that pretty easily. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was very lucky that Trev actually worked with Massa for Williams. Like I haven't said that you're gonna pick Massa for Ferrari now. I was so assuring you that you would be sure that pick is not getting picked elsewhere. Like you have a free hand on other picks and actually worked. Okay, Mercedes, I think that's a no-brainer for you. Take this one, even though Rosberg Schumacher are pretty iconic. I think Hamilton Bottas like the most iconic driver pairing ever. Like, one of the most iconic probably, behind McLaren, Senna, Prost, and so on. Yeah, yeah. Hamilton is just a straight up win over any drivers probably. Aston Martin, I would take that pretty easily. So Racing Bulls as well. Yep. Alpine, you take that pretty straightforward. Williams, Latifi is oh my god! If I had a Maldonado there, I think I would have won that fairly convincingly. But now I'm actually like, yeah, Massa was iconic for Williams, yeah, but Latifi, Latifi. Why did I pick Latifi? Come on. Massa was in Williams when they were actually like getting podiums. But yeah, yeah, I didn't think about it when like we would actually like rank the driver pairings themselves. Like I was thinking about them, but not that it would actually give like points. And in this case, yeah, probably maybe should have actually risked it with Bottas. Um, yeah, Sauber. Uh, honestly, I would probably pick yours because it was actually a driver lineup. Like there were teammates. That's probably what takes it above mine, and the same thing goes for Haas for my Haas picks. I would say you take Sauber and I get Haas, so we are 5-5. No, come on, like Magnussen Schumacher. Magnussen already is the thing that Schumacher is actually his teammate for 2 seasons. Haas was always rubbish. Okay, I'm not losing this one. We're 5-5. No matter the Haas and Sauber, how is decided. In my opinion, you take Sauber and I take Haas. Yours is probably the opposite. So I guess we can agree on that. We're tied for this one. And actually, did we do this for the last one? I don't think we did. We can just quickly go through that. If you have the time, obviously. All right. All right, Red Bull. I think you take that. McLaren. Yeah, this is difficult. The- I, yeah. This is probably too difficult, and we're too young for this. I would say. Yeah, I wasn't born when most of these drivers were winning titles, so it's just like yeah, probably not the this ones. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm not even trying that. I guess we're tied in both. Pretty happy with that. I just wanted to say that it was a lot of fun. Very good idea from your side. And next week, we're probably going with the pre-testing predictions, as testing is like 3 weeks away. 3 weeks away. Or am I wrong? It's maybe in 2 weeks actually. Yeah, yeah. We have to do the pre-testing predictions next week. We kind of postponed that because we wanted to get it as late as possible, but I think it's deadline now next week. So yeah, next week tune up for our predictions, for pre-testing predictions. It's gonna be chaos because I don't think it's that predictable as we had the last 4 seasons pretty much, or well, last three, let's say. But also, 2022 was very unpredictable because it was the regulation change. But 2023 and 2024 were very easy to predict. But this season is very difficult. All right, I guess we can wrap it up now, and you can do the outro. Obviously, that actually hope that you would pick yourself voluntarily because I was ready to actually ask you. And all right, go on.
Thank you everyone so much for watching. Let us know in the comment section below which one of these fantasy driver lineups you think is best. And once you've done that, also let us know if you have any other random F1 games you could use in the future. We had a lot of fun with this. We had a lot of fun last week. And I know we had a lot of fun recently with our predictions for the next few seasons for 2026. So we really like doing these games. Yes, thank you very much for watching. Leave a like as well and subscribe. And as always, peace.
Peace.